Hello, freak bitches. Now, speaking of smoking good stuff, how did you find out about DMT and how did you get involved? Because I read something about you having these positive DMT experiences. I'm like, wow, how strange is it reading about, this massive bodybuilder now getting into psychedelic drugs
Well,
and speaking openly about
yeah,
it.
first time I did ayahuasca was in Brazil. I met my wife who was outside. She lived in Brazil, so we went out to the Amazon. But this was like 10 years ago. So people weren't really, not like now, people know what ayahuasca is because there's so much information out there. Yourself talking about it, I'm talking about it. It's a ton of stuff on the internet. Wasn't so much then, but I heard about it. And I heard about it's this life-changing experience and all that stuff. So we were out in Brazil, and we got this guide, and I asked him for ayahuasca, and he's like, bring me these 2 bottles of brown stuff. I don't even know to this day if it was really ayahuasca, but I just got really sick and didn't see any great revelations apart from I got this thing in my head, stop poisoning yourself. But the night before, I'd been out drinking, getting drunk and everything. That was my experience with that. Then a friend of mine out here in California, actually, I knew about DMT. I used to live in Amsterdam, and I read the DMT spirit molecule and all that stuff, so I knew about it, but I had no idea to get this stuff or where you can get it from and everything. So a friend of mine got it, and that was my first experience of leaving the room, so to speak, and
leaving the planet.
And then since then I had some very positive ayahuasca experiences, but with a shaman and doing properly and preparing 5 days of restricted diet and no sex and all these kind of things you do to prepare and also afterwards. So DMT is blow the fucking doors off your perception and realize that this world we're in is it's nothing. It's just a little illusion, right? There's so much more outside of it. So there was that, but with the DMT, I think it's you got a computer with so much storage space, and you got it's 1,000 times more than you can retain. So you see all this stuff, and while you're there, you're like, ha ha ha, I know everything. Oh, yes. But when you come back, how much of it can you hold on to,
Right.
So you've seen it, and that's makes you look at everything differently. But the ayahuasca is over hours. So I feel from the ayahuasca, I actually benefited more. It was like going through therapy or something because it was much slower and I could digest it,
Right.
So, but doing it with the shaman, I did it with a guy called Guillermo Avarello, and he's one of the top guys in the world from Peru. He comes to Spain a couple of times a year, so I did it with him. And it's probably, I don't know, it's probably 2 or 3 years since I did DMT, because I sat down one day and I said, right, actually I fasted for 2 days before, so I'd be just in the zone. And I said, right, I'm going to sit down. I got my DMT here. I got my vaporizer here. I'm going to fucking smoke as much DMT as I possibly can till till I go on and pass out. So I had that experience, and since then I don't feel any need to do it. I don't think there's anything more I can take from it,
I've had many people tell me the same thing. They had such a profound breakthrough experience that they're like, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
I had a crazy one in around 2008 or 9 or something like that, and I took a long time off. I didn't do it again till 5 years later, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe,
it's pretty
maybe
intense, man. I mean, the ayahuasca is nice because it comes in nice and subtle, and you go through hours of this thing. But DMT is
last time I did DMT,
and you feel very anxious when you it's almost like you're leaving your body, and then no, I don't want to. And,
Yeah.
So you get that bit of anxiety.
But once you go,
it's
okay.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. But
have you done it more than one time in a day, multiple times in a night?
No, I just blasted it as far as I could go, and that was it.
I've done it several times over the course of a few hours, and you're more comfortable letting go that way in some sort of a strange way, but it never gets less alien.